This is Opposite Attractions, Season 3, Episode 10. Get Rich Quick! The challenge? A sponsored attraction.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the world-famous Opposite Attractions podcast. I am your host for the evening, your skipper, if you will, Scotty Moore, joined as always by my co-skipper, Mr. Jim Murphy.
Today's show is sponsored by Fast and the Furious Supercharged.
No, that's right. My friend the other day...
Please, let me finish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. If you would like to experience driving Miss Daisy, the Epic Stunt Spectacular, for yourself, please try Fast and the Furious Supercharged, now at Universal Studios, Florida.
You have no idea how much I would have lost my shit if at the end of the ride, the fake driver they have in the front, it just rolls down and it turns around. It's like, well, I hope you enjoyed your ride, Miss Daisy. Now it's time for you to get out. I just want you to have you a good ride. All right, thank you, Morgan.
Originally, I was going to say that the episode was sponsored by your significant other's underwear. Nothing feels better to wear in secret than your significant other's underwear.
No, the other day, one of my friends, she is a back, like she's not employed by like Disney or Universal, but she works for construction, and she posted a picture on Instagram of Supercharged, and with the caption, I spent 6 months of my life working here, and all I could do was just like respond with, I'm so sorry that you have to see what it's become. I'm sorry for what's happened to you. Like that.
So she helped build it, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
like she did the.
She helped build it, and I'm like, man, that's gotta feel fucking rough, to put all that 6 months of work and then just, my gun's bigger. Winks at the audience. Hey, Rock, what's up? That ride was so bad that I contemplated writing Jimmy Fallon afterwards. I was like, you know what? Let's just get them all out of the fucking way at this point. Let's ride the kind of Mario Kart ride. Their practice before they actually have to make a Mario Kart ride. Man, I can't.
That sounds like what they would build like at like a crappy like trying not to get sued but not trying hard enough. Like it's kind of Mario Karts.
Yeah. Oh no. My grandparents, our arcade has go-karts, and the track is roughly the shape of an uppercase O. There's not much excitement on this track, so I just remember sitting there one day and being like, why don't we just give people like water balloons and squirt guns and make it like Mario Kart? And they're like, nah, that's too much work. Fuck that. People come to us drunk anyways. And they pay to drive. I believe, if I remember correctly, someone once tried to drive it on, because it's we have the worst placement for a go-kart track of all time, because it's right next to the interstate. And I believe someone attempted to go past the gate, driving past everything and onto the interstate, and they didn't last long. We took care of them quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, top speed has to be what, like 20 to 30 at the most?
Well, if you upgrade to the supercharged cart, you get 30. So, there you go. But I will say, we have the worst, because like I want to turn it into like an awesome barcade for people to hang out. Obviously, there would be breathalyzer tests before you ride the go-karts, because we learned our lesson. But then I also realized that not only are we right next to the interstate, on the other side of us is the high school. So having a lot of liquor near a high school is probably not the best idea. I like that thought of, well, maybe, just maybe.
My wife's high school is right next to a small hotel that you can get rooms by the hour.
I don't
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but ain't nothing illegal about fucking under 21. Ain't nothing wrong with that unless you live in the state that I'm currently in, where I'm fairly sure all acts that aren't legal married sex are banned. So I'm a fucking outlaw, baby.
I'm trying to remember what's on the other side of that.
What? There's
I
the
can't
1 hour
remember.
hotel. There's the heroin addict Jerry who hangs out.
He's also the guidance counselor.
Meanwhile, in theme park news, the Yeti is being fixed, which, nah.
Finally.
I don't, because, well, my favorite was, I think, the guy who promised, like, we're gonna get the Yeti fixed. Someone tweeted at him, like, yeah, he said that, like, 2 years ago, and there's still nothing. So, how you doing there, bud? And then he replied back with, just wait. And I like to think he's just been, like, in his like, den every night, just like, y'all just wait. I'm gonna take care of y'all asses.
I just like the fact that it worked for like a week or 2 weeks or something, and it was long enough for them to film as much footage of it as possible to shove in every single like piece of tourism film that they had to make.
It's on par with like the Hatbox Ghost of something that's become like synonymous with the ride, but not really.
What's weird is that the thing with the Hatbox Ghost is, at least in California, it wasn't there forever.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh no, it used to be there. It used to be there." And I watched some documentary, and Tony Baxter is there, and he's talking about like how they redid it and brought it back or whatever. And he's like, for anyone that says it wasn't originally there, and he held up like a piece of paper from the archives.
Yeah.
That was like the work order to get it put in or whatever. Like it was part of the original like scene staging. And he's like, so there, now you can put it in there, pipes, and smoke it. He was all angry.
I sent you the video, the most horrifying thing I've ever watched on planet Earth. I think it was called like Caught in the Mansion or something. It was like trapped in the mansion, caught in the mansion, something like that. And essentially it was a fan-made movie they filmed without permission at Disney World, at Disneyland, because it's that version. And it's about they get engaged outside the Haunted Mansion, which, not a good idea. So they get engaged outside of the Haunted Mansion, then they go inside and they ride the ride, and the way they did it was by getting there, like, early every day to film. Because there's a scene where, presumably, the Hatbox Ghost is fucking shit up, and he's riding the ride, and his wife is next to him, and his best friend's on the other side, which, by the way, not a comfortable way to ride that ride. And then he like looks over, and his wife is gone, or the friend is gone first, and then he freaks out. Then the wife is gone, and then they go into Madame Leota's chamber where you can kind of see everybody in their chairs. No one, completely empty. No one is on the ride with them. And that's probably the spookiest part of the entire video, because I'm like, oh shit. And they're like, no, we just got that. We rope dropped Haunted Mansion.
That is creepy.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think, like, there's been, like 3 or 4 movies filmed, like, quote-unquote secretly at Disney World?
Yeah. Well, apparently Escape from Tomorrowland got so much press that it's, like, in an official Disney, like, encyclopedia or something. Like, Disney recognizes it as something. Like, they're like, we can't fucking ignore this anymore. Escape! It happened! We're sorry! Yeah, I don't know, man. I've got a lot. I got a lot of love for Haunted Mansion, but I watched that before I rode the Haunted Mansion, and at the end of the video is like the giant jump scare from the Hatbox Ghost, and I just remember like, yeah, cool. I'm not riding this fucking ride. Fuck that. That thing almost killed those people. I can't do this anymore. Oh man. So Jim Murphy. This is a podcast where we build our own theme park. And, of course, it's the world known as a load of VS. It's a versus world where you get to make one side of the park, I get to make the other side of the... It's kind of become Epcot more than anything else. It's become, like, alcohol and craziness on one side, and then the other side's like, would you like to learn about roller coasters and our cool, creepy owner? Have you come up with a name for yourself? No, not yet. Okay, I needed that. I needed that for a joke I was gonna make later, so I guess I'm just gonna leave in Jim's world, which is what I wrote. But of course, this week, it's all about sponsorship, baby. We ain't got any spawns. We need the spawns, Jim. So,
I didn't do what I did last time. So
wait, what was your last sponsored ride, or do you mean last?
Well, it's not that. It's more like the list of like 40 fake rides with sponsors. That was your gimmick in season 1, and I stole it in season 2, but I didn't do it.
Oh,
this
it's
time.
coming home. Don't worry. The boys bringing it home on this one, baby. I was Googling.
I assumed you would have it.
I was Googling like companies that are going out of business. Which one? But I'll let you start off this week, since this was technically your challenge that I made you choose.
Yeah, it's fine. So, you're either gonna love this or you're gonna hate this idea. But I'm basically building, I've contracted 2 companies to basically build a small version of what our park is.
Oh, okay.
On my side of the park.
Now, can Andre the Giant be involved? So all this vaping I'm doing during this will just like...
Hello, Jim, it's me, Andre the Giant. I just want to let you know I enjoy your park very much.
Oh, spooky. It's not Halloween yet, but
so
a ghost came to our podcast.
So, the area, it's essentially like a giant warehouse, and it has 2 sponsors. One sponsor has one side and one has the other. The sponsors are LaCroix and Captain Morgan.
Boy, you couldn't have picked 2 more opposite things, man. You picked the flavor.
That's why, because it's a
flavorful, delicious Captain Morgan, and then LaCroix, which tastes like a water bottle that's been washed with a strawberry once, and then you filled with normal water.
As someone said, it's water that is trying to describe to you what a fruit tastes like that has never actually tasted the fruit. So they are basically, the idea is that they each had to come up with an attraction that kind of fits their kind of brand, but that they also had to build an attraction that fits the opposite company's brand as a way of doing like the versus thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, so which ones is basically like, it's kind of like ours where it's like they came up with, like, they had the challenge to build one type of ride, but they both had to do it.
So this is 4 fucking rides.
Yes.
Okay.
This is how I work. So the first one was Captain Morgan's. They wanted to have a ride that kind of made you basically feel intoxicated.
Okay. Now, if they're coming from Scotland, they won't have to work hard.
So their ride is essentially a devil's wheel. I don't know if you've ever seen a devil's wheel.
I'm gonna assume from the fucking name.
But you can Google.
Yeah.
You can Google. It is essentially a slightly sloped circular floor. Like the middle is higher than the outsides. Mm-hmm. And what they tend to do is put a group of people in the middle, sitting down, and then they spin it, and the centrifugal force basically throws you off the wheel and into like padding. And the idea is to try to hold on as long as you can.
Are you prepared to hire the cleanup team for this ride? Because there will be bodily fluids.
It is not as fast as like a Gravitron or a Rotor. It's not like that kind of. It doesn't take much. Like they barely turn that sucker on, and you are against the wall.
Okay.
And it's not even like it. They are actually fairly uncommon due to the fact that people have injured themselves on it.
I'll bet.
But I feel like Captain Morgan would do that. I feel like this might be something you have to sign a waiver for. I was gonna use a Tagada, and a Tagada is basically, imagine if you were riding a ride that was essentially a giant broken clothes washer.
No, Jim.
You can Google that. Imagine something the size of like a room in your house that's like a giant seat that goes in a circle, and then there's railings around it above it, and you sit in it, and it spins, and it also bounces up and down.
Now, Jim, our park is getting
That is a Tagada.
Our park is getting very Action Point-esque between your...
Well, that's why I didn't use the Tagada. I wanted to, but I didn't. So on the LaCroix side, they didn't want to go that route, so they just built essentially a Music Express, like a Caterpillar type carnival ride.
Okay.
You know, the undulating waves of...
Yeah.
It's like basically you go in a circle and you go up and down like little waves.
It's
called the Bonnaroo.
It's a ride trying to describe to you what a devil's wheel is, but it can't. It's never rode one.
Yeah, actually no. It's this ride is actually called the Pitchfork because it's co-sponsored by Pitchfork Media.
To get in those hipsters, because the LaCroix's already gonna draw in some
Yes.
of them. Okay.
So that's the drunk kind of feeling. But then LaCroix's like, well, I want you to make a ride that makes you feel refreshed.
Oh, okay. Is there water or is it just...
Well, for their attraction, it's essentially like one of those 360 like park films, like O Canada or whatever the French one's called at Epcot, and it's just like a very relaxing, calm, like IMAX-y type film, but there's like 3D effects where you get like sprayed with wind and water, and
Right.
but it's not like crazy. It's just like kind of like
Okay.
It's very mesmerizing. Now Captain Morgan says fuck that, and so they just built a room that is full of like pay by the hour chambers to sleep in.
That's Captain Morgan's response to LaCroix.
Yes. They're just like, we don't know how to refresh. We're not going to try to calm you down, but we will let you sleep off your hangover if you pay by the hour.
Well, now I know where all the people...
And they basically put you in those, like, pods, like Michael Jackson slept in.
See, now I've learned, like, because I've been wondering, I've seen a lot of people leaving my park and going to yours, and I've gotten a little self-conscious. Now I know why. They're going to drunk sleep for an hour in their shame pods.
I do believe that there would probably be some mocking of Busch Gardens in this attraction.
Yeah.
Especially by Captain Morgan. And also the LaCroix side would have a French animal mascot named Pamplemousse.
And who will this Pamplemousse be voiced by? I want to know who is going to be the voice of Pamplemousse, the Frenchman.
Well, it's just a dude in a fucking audio booth that is covered in fog. Like, what's up, man? I'm having a vape before each of these lines. It sucks. Okay, so that's that.
Yeah, that's basically all I have
Wait,
for that.
What was the LaCroix response to Captain Morgan, though?
Is the Music Express.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's basically like, it's a spinning, make you dizzy sort of a ride, but it's kind of tame compared to a Devil's Wheel.
Yeah,
which would actually be called the Captain's Wheel in this.
Yeah. So the LaCroix version is kind of like that. What was the fucking really shitty giant mouse ride that you showed me that one time? I think we talked about it on the show. Where it was
it Terminus?
Terminus, where you legit, like, I showed that to my parents, and because the outside had like zombies and creepy shit, my dad was like, "Well, I don't think I'm gonna ride this one. This one looks a bit scary." And I was like, "Just watch the ride."
I'm glad that your desire to be Max Goof so inhabits your soul that your dad sounds like Goofy.
Yeah, but then he saw the point where all you see is the giant track winding forward in front of you, and they're like, "Oh no, I should be fine."
It's not technically a wild mouse. It's technically a dark pretzel.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, I showed them what's the back in time dinosaur ride in Dino Land USA?
It is called Dinosaur.
No, the
It
other.
used to be called Countdown to Extinction.
No, fuck. Yeah, I showed them.
Oh, you mean the Primeval World?
Yeah, I showed them
That
Primeval
ride.
Whirl, and my mom was like, well, this seems fun. And then it got to the point where your cart starts spinning and jostling you about, where your spine will snap in two. And she went, I'm good, actually. I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to do this one. Now, for
And then you showed her Journey to Imagination, and she was fine until she got to the point where she saw Eric Idle's face, and she's like, "Nah, actually."
Eric Idle's face in the moon at the end. That was my favorite moment of any time riding that ride with someone who's never seen it before, is that moment where you turn and see Eric Idle, because everyone goes from this was a weird childlike show to a fuck this. That is the moon from the Mighty Boosh. No. Now for my ride, for my sponsor, I kind of outsourced it because, Jim, I'm a busy man, so I got some people to call a bunch of different companies for me. So, you know, I'm kind of getting these for the first time right now. Let's see. Obviously, we're getting sponsored by Southern Mythology, which is my official brewery. But it's also going to be the name of my vape shop. So we're being sponsored by Southern Mythology Vape. And, you know, vapes are the way of the future. They're like cigarettes, but they're not deadly. They won't kill you. And also, they smell nice. And so, in that same vein, the ride that they came up with is called Mission Vape, which is like Mission Space, except it's never killed anybody and also smells like blueberries. Then
Mission Space technically smells like blueberries, but only after they've been digested.
now, of course, a company that's looking to sponsor a theme park, they recently lost their sponsorship, Siemens. We're getting sponsored by Siemens, but it's spelled without the I. And they're actually sponsoring our they may be, if we agree, sponsoring our nighttime spectacular, Impregnations, Dispersions of White. So that was Siemens' idea. Then, of course, this one's for the kids at home. Childish Gambino's actually throwing his head in. But he only wants a Halloween exclusive thing called This Is Horror. And it's a scare house, but it basically takes you through the landscape of This Is America. Which, when I came up with, I got mad because I was like, that's actually just a really dope idea. Up next is a ride called The Money Zone, which takes you through the world of MeUndies, NatureBox, Audible, and other assorted podcast sponsors. Also, MeUndies, NatureBox, and Audible, if you're listening. What's up, guys? Every time, Jim, these other theme parks try to get in on this, I had Disney World try to sponsor me, I had Universal. Now, it's not even big. Schlitterbahn. In Austin, in Texas, Schlitterbahn is trying to get in on the action. And their ride was just called, "You Going to Schlitterbahn? Well." And that's just, from what I can see, they sent me some schematics. And yeah, that's just a fucking airport where all the planes take you to Schlitterbahn. So... Oh, and also, looks like I see this note, you get free tickets. So, I'm not happy with you, Schlitterbahn. Up next, the Motel 6 Towel of Terror. Wait, hold on, Towel of Terror. And that's a drop ride, but you travel through a dilapidated hotel room that's not owned by Motel 6. And you see all this nasty stuff. It's like going through a real sketchy Orlando hotel room, which I now have experience in after my last trip. And when you think you're going to escape, what's the one thing Motel 6 does that no one else does? This hotel did not leave the light on for you, as you are plunged into darkness on this massive fucking drop. Apparently they had
the ghost of Tom Boudet.
Yeah. Apparently they had a call with Kmart as well, and all they've written here is apparently a quote from Kmart. It says, "No, wait, please don't hang up. We're so lonely." Okay, well, I don't know if that's the name of the ride or what, but that's all they got from Kmart. Up next, we have... Wait. Jim, I didn't... Have your people been calling over? Because this one says it's sponsored by Jim's World. and it's a ride called Fuck You Scotty, and it looks like it's a one-way train to your side of the park. What the hell, dude?
Well,
Well,
all aboard.
that's what all the drunk people keep getting on. They're like, I heard there's sleep pods over there. Let's go, man. Then of course we have the guitar.
This trade's been running for 65 years.
Of course we I wanted our own my own Star Wars land, like this very immersive like experience that throws you back to all of these movies you've seen before, but I couldn't get Star Wars. So instead I got something similar, which was 80s cult classic Laser Blast. And so they wanted to make Laserfest, which is just a year-long party dedicated to their hit 80s film Laser Blast. And I don't know what's going to happen. Apparently they're going to bring in the Mystery Science Theater guys. I don't know. Up next, a ride sponsored by Guitar Hero. And this is another one of those that started as a joke and then started kind of getting fun. And it's you ride a car through like a real Guitar Hero track, so your car like shoots back and forth as the track comes forward as you listen to like the greatest rock hits of I'm getting informed right now we have only gotten the rights to Africa by Toto, so that's the only
that means
one.
It would be very, very popular.
That's the only thing we've gotten, but that's gonna be important. But then after all this, Jim, I think I've figured out what I want to say.
I do hate to break it to you that millennials would go crazy for a Toto Africa Guitar Hero style sort of ride.
Jim, I swear to God, you're speaking to the choir right now. I hear the drums echoing tonight, but she is only whisper. I would fucking get it on that ride. But I think I've settled on it, because like I said, I want a ride like that, like a Harry Potter world, like a Star Wars. And when I think about Harry Potter world, like Harry Potter world's awesome. It's very immersive. But those weren't my books as a kid. Those weren't my series. And so apparently my series did put in a bid to be a sponsor.
Oh my, are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. The ride.
With the worst water flog ride at the end.
Yes. You do not. That is a different type of backside. You do not want to see that one.
But no. This is a series, not just one book about a period girl. So it's gonna be a roller coaster, and you board it, and as you board it, a screen comes on in front of you, and it's kind of like the opening to Spaceship Earth, where you climb and you see these screens. Except on it is a man in a lovely suit, and he comes out. He goes, "Hello, everybody. My name is Slimity Snicket, and the ride you're about to go on revolves around the tale of the Baudelaire orphans. Now, I know many of you may think this ride has been certified by an expert team of ride producers, but I regret to inform you that this is the furthest thing from the truth. It was in fact certified by this man, known as Spencer Jones, a man who may appear to be an expert in Imagineering, a term which here means implementation of creative ideas in practical form. But unfortunately for you, this man is nothing short of a sham. It's simply the guise of a man known as Count Olaf, a dastardly individual bent on stealing the fortune of not only the Baudelaires, but also taking the money of each and every single one of you on this ride." And then another screen pops on, and it's actually Spencer Jones. He's like, "What? They're at a theme park. They should expect someone taking their money." And he, like, smiles wickedly. And then he pulls a lever, and then Snicket, like, gets sent away, so his screen is now gone. He goes, "That's enough from you. Enjoy the ride, folks." And then just, like, a massive drop, and you get put into, like, this Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts-esque rickety... It's kind of like a combination of Escape from Gringotts, but also the Simpsons ride. So you feel like you're on this old rickety roller coaster. And you keep seeing these screens where you see the Baudelaires on a track of their own that's equally, like, shitty and about to fall apart, trying to save themselves from Olaf. And eventually you find yourself in... I don't know, what's the official term for this? I know Kong has one. And Supercharged has one, but it's the part in a screen ride where you're surrounded on all sides by a screen. I called it a screen tube, but I know that's not right.
That's probably what they call it. I don't know if there's a technical name.
But yeah, you go into a screen
For
tube,
me.
which was the only way the following could fall out. And what it is you feel the track and yourself tilt like fully horizontal, and it looks like you're about to like completely fall off. So like imagine if you were on the roller coaster, it's like the whole thing buckled and is about to dump you out. And you look up and you see Violet, and she's tying back her hair, and she tries to fashion a rope to save you. Oh, but then that track breaks, Jimothy Murphy, and you fall into the Lachrymose Lake. Oh, that's right. You try your best to float back to shore, but it seems so far away as, like, on each side of the boat, water splashes in as fucking eels are trying to attack you and kill you. And then suddenly the Baudelaires, like, their track, like, shoots down, so they're next to you now, and Sunny gets on the back of it, and with her teeth kind of acts like a fucking engine to rev us forward, so it starts shoving them forward, and Violet throws a rope, you hold on to that, and it shoots you forward, and then there's, like, this huge splash, and you find yourselves at the end of Harry Potter's Forbidden Journey. There's this segment where you see, like, all of the Quidditch team, and they're cheering, and you see that. You have something similar, except instead you see, like, Sonny biting Count Olaf on the heel. That way he has to kind of give up the ghost and be like, no, I actually am Count Olaf. And then you see the Baudelaires waving goodbye. And then, of course, Lemony Snicket being like, but shit's gotta keep getting fucked up. It's gotta keep getting worse. And then, of course, the drink minimum for this ride, which, of course, is called the Curmudgeonly Coaster. The drink minimum's only 3. The more intense rides, like, you know, for some theme parks, it's how tall are you? My park's more like, how drunk are you? And our drink minimum is only 3, because the more intense it is, the lower the drink minimum's gonna be. And I actually found a real Lemony Snicket inspired drink called the Perilous Potion, which has, like, if I remember correctly, like, absinthe and a lot of other nasty shit in there. So that's my ride. That's the Curmudgeonly Coaster, sponsored by a series.
It is called Lemony Snicket's Series of Unfortunate Events Supercharged.
Supercharged. Yes, exactly. So, Mr. Jim Murphy, it's been a week.
Whenever you first said it was based on a book series from your childhood, I was expecting either Animorphs or The Babysitter's Club.
Oh, fuck. Well, no, I thought, like, Series of Unfortunate Events is in the same vein as Harry Potter. Like, it kind of hit and had that same kind of aura about it, so I was like, that should be good. But, Jim Murphy, that's not it. Because we still got to do more. We got to keep doing more things. And I think Siemens' expulsions of white has led me to think we need a nighttime spectacular. So I think next week, your challenge is to bring us a nighttime spectacular.
Fucking dueling nighttime shows.
Yeah, exactly. They happen at the exact same time. You have to choose. Yeah. And mine will have a fucking dragon in it, so buddy, you better work.
Sponsored by Siemens. Knights in white something.
Yeah. Alright, so Jim Murphy. Been an episode. We went some places. Our first segment kind of went a little short, because we were like, not much has happened at Disney World this week. But, where can they find you on the internet?
I'm on Twitter at apparently smart and not very many other places, sadly. I might be in that Judy Blume coaster, I don't know.
And you can find me on Twitter at AndreTheGiant93. And all it is me asking people...
You're going to die if you do this.
Oh God.
If you try to go through your entire spiel like that, you're going to die.
You can find me. No, you can find me on Twitter at ScottyMo, ScottyMo, and buy all my books on Amazon. Queasel Corp, Resin, Queasel Corp Revelations, BS versus the Gods. I'm super proud of all of them. I think by the time this goes out, no, I think it should still be going on, at least for the podcast listeners, not the YouTube people. BS versus the Gods and the first Queasel Corp book are free for this week only. So make sure to check that out. I think it ends 5 days from now, so it ends next Monday. So when this comes out, unless you're on Twitch right now and being awesome, it will be free. So hurry up and grab your copy. Totally free. So check all that out. And check out the other BS Network programs online at aloadofpurebs.com. Fight Boys, if you like pro wrestling. Fun Fiction, if you like fan fiction. And then a load of BS, if you like two best friends being dicks for an hour. And of course, make sure to donate to our Patreon at patreon.com/aloadofbs. It all goes to the BS Network. It goes to help support these shows. And of course, make sure, ladies and gentlemen, to buy your Opposite Attraction merch online at merch.aloadofpurebs.com. Get it for your next trip to Disney World, other than the fucking one that has actual Mickey Mouse ears. I feel like that one will get us sued. But all the other ones, grab it. Check out all the other episodes at opposite-attractions.com. And remember, you can find Jim and me on Twitter at OpAtShow. Fuck, dude, I'm getting prepped. I have to do BS right after this. OpAtShow. That's spelled OPPATTSHOW. Are you down with OPP?